What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. Hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. Today we are back in the what if era, I guess you can say, of the videos that I'm doing right now. We did a what if Luka Doncic stayed with the Hawks. We did a what if Shea was never traded from the Clippers. Now today we're doing what if Kawhi Leonard stayed on the Toronto Raptors. What if he re-signed that summer? It did not go to LA. How many championships could the Raptors have won? Well, today we're going to find out in 2K. So let's do it. What if Kawhi Leonard never left? Raptors rebuild. Let's go. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like in this one. Of course, subscribe if you are new to the channel. As always, greatly appreciated. But as we know, Kawhi got traded to the Raptors. And in one season, he went to Toronto and brought them, I think, their first championship in history for them, which is amazing. And everyone wanted him back, of course. But he decided he wanted to go home to the LA Clippers. And you could argue maybe that was a bad decision. I don't know. Kawhi is one of those guys that probably doesn't even care, right? So taking a look at this Raptors roster, if I need to remind you on how good this was. They had Kawhi Leonard, Kyle Lowry, Siakam, who was just coming into his own at this point, Serge Ibaka, Fred VanVleet, Danny Green, Jeremy Lamb, OG, very young OG Anunoby, Norman Powell, Chris Boucher. This roster was pretty phenomenal. And I actually had to, re-record this because, well, not re-record the whole thing, but I had to restart the intro because I was like, oh, wait a minute. Someone I just remembered that's not on this team is Marc Gasol. Marc Gasol was a huge part of this team as well. But I guess I didn't realize this. He's not even in 2K anymore. He's not even on the all-time Grizzlies roster. Not sure why that is. So I guess we're going to be doing this without Marc Gasol. So hope that doesn't disappoint anybody. But yeah, I was kind of shocked. I was like, oh, maybe he's still on the Grizzlies in this roster file. And I'm like, no, he's not. And then I went to go try to put him on the roster. And he's not in 2K anymore, which I'm not sure why. But kind of interesting to think about. So today, we're going to simulate this first season. We're going to see what happens. And of course, we're going to try and see if this team can win a championship in year number one. And then we'll try to build maybe a dynasty 3P, whatever we can do to try to get Kawhi Leonard to stay in Toronto. But this should be a fun one. So let's simulate this season. If you guys want to see more what ifs back in the 2018 era, here's a roster. Just going through it real quick. Comment down below because honestly, at this point in real life, I'm just waiting for trade season. And once we get some trades, we'll start doing rebuilds on those, obviously. So let's go into the end of the season. Let's see how we do. Today's video is brought to you by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is a player props app that allows you to choose overs or unders on your favorite players that you enjoy watching each and every day. It is available on mobile or desktop, and this is how it looks. They give you the number, and you're going to choose over or under on it. They pretty much have every sport you can imagine, whether it's soccer, NFL, NHL. They have a ton of different options. So this is how it works. You choose between 2 to 6 players, 2 being 3 times your money, all the way up to 6 players, 25 times your money. PrizePicks has just elevated my watching experience to a whole new level. So if you want to sign up, I also have some of my entries as examples here. That way you can kind of see how it works. But if you want to sign up, links in the description. Use code Crushables. They match your deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. Thank you, PrizePicks, for sponsoring today's video. LeBron James wins MVP. Yeah, that doesn't even matter. Brandon Ingram, 6th man on the Lakers. Kawhi's Defensive Player of the Year, 32-12, which is amazing to see for rebounds. And D'Angelo Russell, most improved in Brooklyn. Brett Brown's Coach of the Year, and Tyler Jamison is your executive. Russell Westbrook, Harden, LeBron, Kawhi, AD on your All-NBA teams. I'm going to assume we don't have like Siakam or anything on here. That'd be kind of cool, though. So if you take a look at the player stats, we were the 2nd seed in the East. Here are your player stats. You had 32 from Kawhi Leonard, only 16 from Siakam. Like I said, this was kind of his breakout campaign, I believe, when it all started. For Siakam, Kyle Lowry 15, Fred VanVleet with 11. His shot tendency must be somewhat low, I would assume, just because, like, I feel like that could be higher. Yeah, so 62. I think this is justified in changing this maybe a little bit to like an 86. Kyle Lowry can go up a little bit as well. Fred VanVleet, yeah, same thing. Like, push this guy up. So we want more shots taken. But now we get to see who we play in round 1. Let's see who we get. We get the Miami Heat in round 1. They do have Goran Dragic, Dwayne Wade, Winslow, Ben Bio, Hassan Whiteside, Justice Winslow when he was point justice, man. Back in those days, kind of interesting to think about. But somebody current round against Miami. Let's see if we move on to round 2. Hopefully we don't lose in round 1 here. Although it's not looking good, we do lose in 6 games, which is kind of funny because I feel like whenever I've done 2 rebuilds in this simulation, which the Knicks actually went all the way to the finals with Moutier. Okay, well, what am I to be even upset about? How does this team get into the finals? This game is already drunk, and we just started. Cousins, Draymond, KD, Clay, Stephen Curry. That is insane. The Warriors probably going to win that one. The Knicks actually pushed them to 7. Who is on the Knicks doing anything? Is Kevin Knox a stud or something? He's averaging 19 points per game. Yeah, I don't think. And then Moutier is him, I guess, as well. Interesting. DeAndre Jordan, 20 points. Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right. We've gone too far already, but let's get to the offseason where we need to re-sign Kawhi Leonard. So, 2K does not have the Raptors winning the championship in that first simulation, which obviously they did in real life. The Pacers get number 1, Spurs number 2, and Clippers number 3. Staff signing, you got Nick Nurse as your head coach. Let's fill this out. Let's give Herb Gill a contract, and then let's get also a good wing whisperer here, and then we can kind of be chilling there. And we can kind of focus on re-signing Kawhi, which is the point of everything. So, on draft night, I don't know if there is a trade to be made. I mean, I could make a trade to start things out just to make... So, Kyle Lowry, $33 million. Serge Ibaka, $23 million. Fred VanVleet, $9 million. Norm Powell, $10 million. So, there is some contracts I can trade away. So, I'm either going to do this. I'm either going to make a trade right now, or I'll just head into draft night. So, I'll see you on the flip side on whatever we decide to do. So I'm kind of stopped here because I actually kind of like the idea of making a trade for one of these two guys. Obviously, I have Nikola Jokic, which would be an amazing get if we could get him. They hope to acquire Kawhi Leonard. That's not going to happen. Jokic is probably still on a very cheap contract at this point as well. The other one I think is a little bit more realistic at this point is getting like Sabonis. Obviously, this is the, the mid Pacers days. Well, actually at Oladipo. So things were kind of interesting, but in this simulation, they finished at the 12th seed. So if I get Sabonis, that would be kind of amazing. Actually, he might be a free agent now that I look at it. So Sabonis might not be gettable. And then you have Jokic, who has $26 million attached to his name. He would probably be very, very tough to convince, the Nuggets to get rid of him, obviously. But, it's worth a shot, right? OG Anunoby, who's got 2.5-star value. Not going to happen. Yeah, I might as well just jump into the draft. I don't think I'm going to be able to get anything happen. So, let's just jump in the draft. Let's see if we can get at 27. It was a fun thing to think about. You got, like, Nick Claxton, who's developed into a really good shot blocker this season for the Nets. So, that could be fun to have him off the bench. You got THT, Kobe White, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Terrence Davis. I'm going to go Kobe White, I guess. 6'4" guard, have him off the bench, average 16 in college. I think he's going to have the highest ceiling, at least here in 2K. I'm not saying in real life, obviously, but in 2K, I think they're going to give him the, Allen, and none of these guys really matter down here. Yes, give me Oni here in the second round. So, just like that, we walk away with a 70 overall. So, I guess Terrence Davis had a little bit of a higher overall, no big deal. So, we're going to sign both those guys. Player options, you're going to have nothing. And qualifying offers Jeremy Lin as a free agent, which, did Jeremy Lin play again after that? Or I feel like he played with one more team before he was gone. So, Danny Green's a free agent as well. Obviously, just like I said, am going to resign Kawhi Leonard. That's the point of this video. So, Kawhi Leonard is going to be resigned. I don't want to have to renounce Danny Green if I don't need to. So, I'm going to try to get him back. And then if I can not renounce Jeremy Lin as well, why not? So, get Kawhi Leonard and then Danny Green, $10 million. So, I could use that in a sign-in trade or whatever. So, it's probably my best option just to resign him. So, I'm going to give Danny Green a 3-year deal to bring him back. He wants me to renounce him, but I do want Danny Green back if I can get him back. And then, never mind, he goes to Detroit. So, not getting Danny Green back, kind of disappointing and unfortunate. You got like Kendrick Perkins here at 27. You got David West, Larry Nance Jr., Osman. So, you know what? I might sign Kendrick Perkins. Why not? Channing Frye's here as well. Give me Kendrick Perkins off the bench. Why not, right? Jeremy Lin. He keeps wanting me to renounce. So, Perks off the bench. I'll take that. And then next is trades. The only other thing we can do to make the roster better is trades. So, I feel like what we could do is roll with Fred VanVleet at the starting point guard. We know he's developed really nicely. You got Powell, who's at the 2, OG Anunoby. I feel like we could trade for like a really good shooting guard right now. I think that's kind of my game plan where I use Kyle Lowry in a trade. Although I love Kyle Lowry. If I can get like a really good shooting guard, I think that's the best place to go with this. So I actually have kind of some interesting trades in here through 2K's Trade Finder. So Bobby Portis, a first round pick. Not really interested in that. Neither of the Bucks trade. Zach LaVine is fun to think about. Yeah, obviously putting him here in Toronto would be a lot of fun, but I don't know if the Bulls would really do something like that. That doesn't make a ton of sense. The Cavs, yeah, I can get J.R. Smith at first, but that doesn't really help me try to win a championship right now. Mark Smart, Robert Williams is fun to think about. Miles Bridges, I don't really want him. We already have Pascal Siakam. Whiteside, Kelly Olynyk, Derrick Rose in a first round pick. Again, I'm kind of looking for a shooting guard. This is my favorite trade out of all of them, where we get DeJounte Murray from the Knicks. We do have to trade OG Anunoby, though, which is a little disappointing. But we get Mitch Robinson as a backup center, even though I just signed Kendrick Perkins. So, kind of an interesting trade. Kind of like it. And then this one's kind of fun. Obviously, this one's kind of crazy. Why did the Nets have Shea now? Okay. And then this one I actually kind of like, where we get Mikal Bridges and Jamal Crawford. I like the idea of Mikal Bridges, but at the same time, I think my favorite one by far is the Knicks trade. We get DeJounte Murray, So Kyle Lowry, OG over to the Knicks for Mitchell Robinson and Murray. I think that's the best trade we need to do here. So Murray will immediately be an upgrade at the guard spot. We are trading OG, which is a little disappointing. Don't get me wrong. But we have Kawhi Leonard locked up that small forward spot anyway. So Murray and Mitchell Robinson, welcome to the Raptors. I'm so comfortable with doing that. So now we can move Murray to point guard or whatever. And then Fred VanVleet can stay the backup point guard, which I'm okay with. Then you have Norman Powell start at the 2. Kawhi at the 3, Siakam, Boucher. You have Kendrick Perkins, Mitchell Robinson. So kind of makes things a little bit more interesting. I definitely need a wing off the bench. So shooting guard, small forward. The best one I have available is like James Ennis, which isn't the greatest thing in the world. And I just renounced Jeremy Lin on accident. Did I even get James Ennis? Or no, he's still thinking about it. So James Ennis, sign him. Boom. Okay, we got him back, or got him on the team. And that might be all we can do. And then probably the trade deadline, we're going to have to make another trade because... yeah, not loving this right now. So let's go to player progression. You got Murray up to an 89, Kawhi. So these two alone, defensively, is going to be nasty. Plus Siakam on top of that. Ibaka's developing still. Robinson develops. So actually, we're kind of in a good position. Fred VanVleet stayed the same. Norman Powell was up to a 77. So the bench is going to suck, but I think we can find a way to upgrade that at the trade deadline, potentially. Right now, the simulation is actually very much on our side. We're 44-11. Things are looking phenomenal, but I do want to upgrade the bench still. So 28 from Kawhi, 20 from DeJounte Murray, 17 from Siakam, 14 from Fred VanVleet, and then 12 from Powell, and then 12 from Serge Ibaka. So things are beautiful there. Mitch Robinson, pretty solid off the bench. James Ennis and Kendrick Perkins is where I kind of have a problem with. So I'm going to try to flip Perkins and Ennis for something if I can. So Boucher... maybe as well. So I'm going to throw Kendrick Perkins, Boucher out there and kind of see what I could get. So if I can get like a pretty solid player, I'd feel pretty good about that. So we got Daniel Tice, Ed Davis, Maurice Spates. That's a name I haven't seen in so long. Kyle Anderson could be a nice get. Rodney Magruder and then Jordan Bell. Kevon Looney off the Atlanta Hawks in a second round pick. We don't need a backup center though. Otto Porter and Montrezl Harrell. We don't need a backup center again. Like I said, Drew Eubanks, Aaron Holiday, JaMychal Green, Justin Jackson, Kleba, Frank Mason. Man, that's a name I haven't seen in for so long. Christian Wood off the bench is kind of enticing. Isaiah Hartenstein, Aaron Brooks. We don't need a backup point guard. I think my favorite one is either Kyle Anderson or probably the... which one did I say? The Christian Wood one. Christian Wood off the bench. Kind of interesting. 13 point off the bench. I think that makes our bench that much better. So you know what? Got to do it. Christian Wood, welcome to the Raptors. So now we have a bench of Robinson, Fred VanVleet, Christian Wood, and James Ennis. So that upgrades the bench just a little bit. We're still top heavy in the starting 5, but I kind of like it. So let's see if we can continue the simulation on the bright side, 44-11. Let's see if we can come out here and finish strong and maybe win a championship this year. Although right now, even at 44-11, we're only the 2nd seed. Ben Simmons gets MVP for the 76ers, which is kind of funny to think about. Zion is rookie of the year in Indiana. Kemba, 6th man on the Hornets. Kawhi, defensive player again. Isaiah Hartenstein, most improved, and Brett Brown, Coach of the year, who went 65-17. So I think that's the team that we have to stop. It's Philadelphia. That's the team we got to worry about. Because we didn't get the 1st seed. We got the 2nd seed. And Philly, of course, is the team that we have to sweat. So 27 from Kawhi, 21 from Murray, and then 79 from Siakam, which we have to resign him and Fred VanVleet this offseason. So it's going to get pretty expensive pretty fast, but I'm prepared. Norman Powell, 12.5 and 12 from Ibaka, who also is a free agent. So a lot to think about this offseason. So hopefully we just win a championship right now. Get the Atlanta Hawks, who have Trae Young, Herter, Taurean Prince, Collins, and Lynn. So a pretty good Hawks roster, but I think we should be able to take them down. Hopefully get out round 1 this time. Similarly, current round against Atlanta. And not a great start. Going to a game 7, and we beat them. Oh my goodness, I was a little nervous there. But we beat them, and now I get the Celtics. So I have Tatum, Gordon Hayward. What is that picture for Jabari Parker? That's so zoomed in, it's crazy. But Emmanuel Mudiay, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Gordon Hayward. So why is Emmanuel Mudiay such a beast in this simulation? He got 20. Imagine Mudiay getting 21 million. That man never really panned out. The last time I remember him, he played on the Blazers G League roster. Game 1, we beat them badly. They scored 88 points. We scored 140. They evened it up though. Game 3, we're up 2-1. Game 4, 2-2. Can we go up 3-2? Yes. Can we beat them in 6? Yes, we can. Now we get Philly or Brooklyn. I'm hoping to get Brooklyn. Can we get Brooklyn here? Now I get Philadelphia. Okay, who did Brooklyn have anyway? Shea and Oladipo. Maybe I didn't want Brooklyn. That's a good backcourt. Regardless, though, got Philly now. They have the MVP in Ben Simmons. Got Portis off the bench. Embiid, Harris, Barnes, Milton. So a very good Philadelphia roster. This one should be pretty tight. We got Dallas and LA on the other side. Game 1. Philly's going to go up 1-0. They're up 2-0. Are we going to lose to Philadelphia? 2-1. We even it up, though. Can we win 3 straight? No. Game 6 is going to have to be a game where we buckle down and force the game 7. Give more minutes to Kawhi. Sounds good to me. Here we go. Can we come back here and force a game 7 to Philadelphia? We got to win here, though. First quarter, we lost quite a bit, but we are back in it. Can we win the fourth quarter? We do not. We lose by 7. LeBron and the Lakers make it to the finals, and you have the 76ers going on with the championship. So at this point, we're not getting 3 championships in a row. That's very clear. The goal is now just to ultimately win 1, I guess. That's what I really need to do. Philadelphia is that team that's stopping me from doing that. So you got to buckle down and get way better. So this is going to be kind of crazy, but I'm going to do this. I'm trading Norm Powell and a first-round pick over to the Bulls for JJ Redick, who just averaged 17 points per game on 45% shooting. That could be a really nice get at the shooting guard spot, someone who could very much space the floor for us. Don't know how much he'll go down on overall, but I think it's worth it. We get a 6 overall jump at that point, so I'm going to make this trade. Again, pulling out all the stops we can to try to win a championship with Kawhi Leonard here. So going straight to player options now. We got Glover on the bench, or whoever in the draft, or say not on the bench. I don't know what I just said. Qualifying offers: Josh Fields, Ernest Neal. Neither one of them are important. Free agency time. We got some free agents to worry about. We could sign Anthony Davis, couldn't we? Nope, 17 million. Oh, imagine AD, Kawhi, and Murray, and then Redick, Mitch Robinson. But we got to fill out the roster. We can't just go in here top heavy. So I think we just re-sign everyone. Siakam, of course, is a must re-sign. So gonna give him all the money I can, and hopefully he is going to accept it. So we're 5-year, looking good. Fred VanVleet, same thing. I'm gonna give him a deal as well, 4-year, $12 million, even though he got more than that. Christian Wood, want to bring him back, and then Serge Ibaka. I think at this point I don't really have a choice. I'm gonna bring him back as well. Although it says I've used all my offers, but you guys already know there's a little bit of a trick you can do. Let's go sign him to another deal. So boom, should be able to re-sign everyone. Hopefully you got bird rights on all of them. So yeah, so we're getting everybody back. Siakam, Fred VanVleet, Christian Wood, Serge Ibaka. So we're paying our roster, and that's what you do to try to win championships. So boom, just like that, everyone is paid. And we still have enough money to sign another good role player, which is nice. So now we have Murray, Fred VanVleet still. JJ Redick is at the 2. A little nervous about that one. Kawhi Leonard, and then Siakam, Christian Wood, Mitch Robinson, Ibaka. I think we're good on that. The only thing we really need to do now is make sure we get a really good wing player. So George Hill, it's not doing it for me. Bembry might be the guy to go for. He's 26 years old, already a 78 overall. You have D'Anthony Melton as well. Clarkson, Isaiah Thomas would be fun. But Royce O'Neal, though, for me, I think makes a lot of sense. 3-and-D small forward, 27 years old. Give me Royce O'Neal off the bench, backing up Kawhi. I think that's going to upgrade our bench. Exactly what we need to do. And then Gary Payton's out here as well. That could be a lot of fun. Play him at the 2. Gary Payton from my Blazers, man. Definitely making an impact, which we needed earlier in the season. But hey, he's playing now. That's all that matters. So I'm going to move Payton to the 2. Don't know if that's going to change much. Yeah, he actually went up a little bit. Not in overall, but his attributes, I guess. We have Redick, Gary Payton. You have Murray, Fred VanVleet. So the defense on this team should be pretty solid. Let's go to player progression, and let's see where we're at. So you have Serge Ibaka going down 1. Fred VanVleet going down 2. And Mitch Robinson's up to an 84. So Robinson might actually start this year. So the defense should be there. I really do think the defense should be there, especially with Gary Payton. If there's another trade I have to make at the deadline, Redick only went down 1, which is really exciting. So we have a pretty good roster. At this point, like I said, just trying to win 1 championship. I don't know if 76ers lost Ben Simmons. Be kind of nice if they did. So let's go take a look if that is the case. Let's see what the 76ers are looking like, because they're the team I'm kind of worried about. And then the Nets, I guess, to take a real quick look, because they were kind of competitive too. They have Shea. They're kind of the same roster. And then 76ers, on the other hand, they have Joel Embiid. They lost Ben Simmons, so that could work in our favor. So no MVP Ben Simmons, I guess. So here is your rotation: Siakam, Robinson, Kawhi, Redick, Murray, Ibaka, Royce O'Neal, Fred VanVleet, and Christian Wood. Pretty good, solid rotation for proficiency. I guess we can change this to balance and go to 4.5. So let's move that, and let's simulate the season. Let's hope we bring a championship to Toronto. So Kawhi Leonard wins Defensive Player of the Year once again, and this year we actually went 62-20. So first year in the East for us this time. Hopefully this is the year. Murray and Kawhi on your All-NBA third team. So Murray making it is actually really cool to see. Did he make an all-defensive team with Kawhi? No, so no Murray on all-defensive team. Would have been cool though. Simmons went to Denver, so Luka or Jokic and Ben Simmons would be, I think, such a terrible fit, though, to be honest. But actually, I guess it wouldn't be too bad if Jokic didn't have ball handling duties as much. But I don't think you'd want to take the ball out of Jokic's hands too much. So 25 from Kawhi Leonard, 24 from Murray, 18 from Siakam, 14 from Redick. So even though he was much older than Norm Powell, I think that trade made a significant impact. We got the first seed. And you got Philadelphia only as a third seed. So we don't have to visit them until the Eastern Conference Finals. We do see them anyway. But of course, you have to get past each opponent. You get the Milwaukee Bucks. We have Giannis, Thomas Bryant. They have Chris Middleton, Eric Bledsoe, Tyreek Evans. Tyreek Evans, a name I haven't seen in so long. Jeff Teague as well. So should be fun. So many current round against Milwaukee. We do absolutely sweep them. Take care of business. So Giannis, no match. 23 from Siakam, W. And then JJ Redick even chipped in. So now we get the Nets, which I'm a little nervous about because Shea is him, and they have Dinwiddie off the bench still, Harris, Rui. I feel like we should do a 2018 Nets rebuild because that D-Lo Nets team was so fun, to be honest with you. Regardless, though, Game 1, 1-0, beat them bad, 33-5-7. Game 2, they evened it up. Game 3, we're up 2-1. Can we go up 3-1? No. Game 5, can we win? Yes. 6? Yes. All right, we're in these conference finals. And Philly got beat, so that's nice. Now we get Boston, who we actually beat last year. They have Moutier again. Jabari Parker with his freak picture is still here. And then Jaylen Brown and Tatum, as we know, are studs. Game 1, 1-0 lead. They're up 2-0. Don't lose to Boston, please. 3-1. Are we gonna lose? Are we gonna lose? Okay. Well, you know what? I thought that was a window of opportunity. I really did. I thought that was the year for sure. Gonna run it back one more. Did Redick retire? I wasn't even paying attention. No, we're good. So JJ Redick did not retire. So I guess I'll make one more impact trade and see if we can make that. So I'll go one more season. And this offseason, we're making an impactful trade, I guess, because clearly what we're doing is not good enough. Trading Serge Ibaka, Gary Payton, and a first-round pick over to the Pelicans for Bogdan and Etuan Moore. Just getting a lot of depth at this point. I think that's what we're kind of looking for. So going to immediately move Bogdan to the small forward, and then we'll have basically Evan Vliet, Murray. You'll have Etuan Moore off the bench. Then you'll have Bogdan, Royce O'Neal, and then Christian Wood. And then I guess we can get like a really good backup center with Etuan Moore or Royce O'Neal, whichever one. Gonna look at probably Royce O'Neal. Actually, Etuan Moore is making a little bit of more money. And then Kobe White. Actually, I can't throw him in a trade. It's expired. So Etuan Moore for like a good center, I guess. Kellen Olynyk is there. Harkless, Connaughton. Clark popped up. I'm gonna go Kellen Olynyk here. We do have to trade our first, but at this point we're just trying to win a championship, so we're just getting as good as depth as we possibly can. So I'm gonna move Olynyk to center. I guess I'll move Bogdan back to the 2. So this is what it'll be. So you got Fred VanVleet, Murray, you got Bogdan, JJ Redick. You're gonna have Kawhi, Royce O'Neal, Christian Wood, Siakam, and then Kelly Olynyk, and that's it. So we're gonna go straight to player options. I don't think we have any free agents to worry about. Robinson, Kobe White. Bringing back qualifying offers, nobody to worry about. And like I said, I think everyone is under contract. So no need to really sign anybody unless if there's a guy that's just absolutely standing out to me, which there's not. So we're going to go to player progression. If Fred VanVleet keeps going down in overall, I might have to trade him as well, even though he shouldn't be going down in overall. That's just how 2K. Yeah, look, he's gone down to a 76. It makes no sense. So actually, we all know Fred VanVleet never got this bad. So I'm going to fix that. I'm going to make him at least an 80. I think that's fair. I don't know why he's going down in overall at 27 years old. Makes no sense. So run it back one more year. Let's see if this is the year we get it done. So Kawhi Leonard wins MVP for the season. Here's your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second, and All-NBA third team. Here we go. First seed in the Western Conference. Taking a look at the player stats. 28 from Kawhi, 20.5 from Murray. We all know this is the same song and dance. What matters now is winning a championship. We get the Cleveland Cavaliers, who have Terry Rozier, Sexton, Gordon, Kevin Love, Pirtle, Derek Favors. I don't think we should lose to them. I'm going to click similarly current round and live with the results on each series. So we beat them, and now we get the Boston Celtics, who have Schroeder, Jaylen Brown, Gordon Hayward, Alex Len. They no longer have Jason Tatum. No longer Tatum. We don't lose to them. Beat them, please. And we beat them in 4. So we've only lost 1 game so far. And now I get the 76ers, who have Reggie Jackson, Terrence Davis. I don't think we lose to this team either. They got Bobby Portis off the bench. We should beat them. And that's our first time in the finals. So we finally get to the finals, and we get James Harden and the Rockets, who have Chris Paul, Harden, Beasley, Giles Capella. It's a good team. Their bench sucks. I think we should win a championship. Somebody current round, beat them in 4. Kawhi Leonard, probably your finals MVP. So boom, we finally did get Toronto their championship. No, we did not win 3 in a row or anything like that, but it took us longer than it should have been because we all know that first season, Toronto actually won it. So that is where the video will end, boys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys want to see more what ifs, definitely comment down below which ones you want to see. Probably going to be doing these until trade season comes up, where trades start happening, and then we'll kind of transition to that. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. It's Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.